My family started ranching in Saskatchewan in 1860. It was a great way to grow up, you know, great neighbors and on and on. But I've always been with horses and cattle from the time I can remember. I am a Western silver and goldsmith. Most of what I create is for a horse or for a person involved with a horse. And from there I've branched out to tableware, whatever, anything associated with the West, basically, something you would find in somebody that loves the West, or a rancher's home, or a collector's home. A lot of collectors have my works, so yeah. Initially, when you start off as a Western silversmith, you're mainly doing buckles and horse jewelry, as I call it, so saddle silver, bridle silver, things like that. And from there I've morphed into things like flasks and wine boats, and because I'm curious. My main job is problem solving. So you design, and when you sit down to design something, you have to design it, number one, so it's functional, whatever it is, whether it's an earring or a flask or a piece of silver for a bridle. I mean, it has to be functional. So you have to think about the weight, you have to think about how you're going to construct it so it's going to last forever. And then you have to figure out how you're going to decorate it and make it look cool, basically. There's so much history and heritage in Western silversmithing, and even, you know, the bright cut engraving that we do, and the filigree and the overlay, it all goes back to nature, you know. So I study a lot of architecture, I study a lot of nature, I study a lot of flowers, I study movement, I study all that kind of stuff so that I can bring it into that work. I've always been enamored with the West because it is so different. If you study the history of southern Alberta and you understand the heritage, the ranching heritage, how it was formed, it's so rich and deep here. There's North America wide, right from here to South Mexico. The West is the same. I mean, you might ride a different type of horse, you might use a different saddle, whatever, but the people are the same and the intent is the same. It's the animals, it's the country, it's the ecosystem, it's everything like that. And it's misunderstood and misrepresented. I made the decision that I could make more of a contribution to that through my trade rather than on a horse. And so that's kind of what I've dedicated my life to.